Hey, founders, Kirk Mitchie with Candor Advisors here. Hey, I was listening to a podcast this morning where Scott Galloway, popular professor at Columbia's business school, was interviewing Simon Sinek, the original Start With Why guy, the guy who essentially built a movement and never sought to monetize it per se around the idea of why. Those two guys were talking about how important it is to get the people elements of any business right. And it caused me to reflect a little bit on the fact that in all the transactions I've been involved in, all the closing dinners I've gone to, what gets discussed between the lawyers, the sellers, the investment bankers are the inflection points of human emotion in the deals. The points where the buyer, or in our case, our clients, the seller, or the attorneys, or one of the employees does something that moves the transaction forward, makes things possible, or demonstrates value that allows, in many cases, the buyer to move forward with the transaction, or signs an employment or consulting agreement, or agrees to a retention package with or without a transaction bonus, or goes above and beyond the call of duty and due diligence to provide additional information or digs deeper to get to something that's critical to closing the transaction. So what's the takeaway? Yes, your business will sell as a multiple of some version of its economics. Usually it's revenue or it's adjusted EBITDA. However, when you're looking at you leaving the business, you leaving could be a risk factor unless you've developed the people that you're leaving behind and there's legacy there. And you being able to get through the transaction is going to be a function of you fully showing up and you then taking the help that's offered among your advisors and collaborating with your buyer and your advisors to get the deal across the line. Because, folks, there is still a ton of transactions happening now. The math is more complicated with higher interest rates, but private equity firms and even strategic buyers still have a lot of money. We are still contacted multiple times a day. We, just a boutique investment banker, contacted multiple times a day by all kinds of financial sponsors. They need to get deals done. They have money burning a hole in their pocket. They may or may not pay up, but they're not done, which means you can still get a deal done in this kind of environment. If we can help, reach out, candor-advisors.com. First, go to the insights section. There are nearly 100 videos in there, all completely free, that talk about all the different parts of doing a deal, answer tons and tons of the questions you might have. And then if there's something more specific, hit the call to action button. It's green, says talk to Kirk. Give me a little bit of a description of what you're looking for, how we can be helpful, and we'll get back to you right away. Have a fantastic week and keep having a great summer.